Because we really don't need that in our community. We don't need that in our community. Scotty and Terry need to come to an agreement. They need to find a way to find a solution and come to common ground. I don't know what that may be. I don't know what, especially if the event didn't make that 20K and it made whatever the case may be, there should needs to be some type of agreement. They need to come together with this. We don't need this, bro. And especially, like, I'm a fan of Terry Hosby. Like, I really do, bro. I really rock with Terry, bro. That's a thorough dude. That's a thorough dude. He's angry in this situation, but that's a thorough dude, bro. And I rock with Scotty. Did he make a mistake here? Yes, he made a mistake. Like everybody, like not like everybody else in terms of this type of situation. But I'm talking about in terms of people make mistakes. People make mistakes. He took accountability in the very first part of the pod. He took accountability of the miscommunication. He took accountability of the way he handled his situation. But this is Terry Hosey right now getting a lot of stuff off because he hasn't spoke to Scotty since May 26th. This what this is. And y'all, like the laughing right here, corny. Corny, to be honest. Because it's all good until it's not good. Yep. Y'all laughing right now because Terry all the way in Baltimore and Scotty where he at, and y'all think he joking or something like that. It's not a joking matter. There's nothing to joke about right here. This man felt he's owed 20K based on everything that has transpired. Scotty has the numbers. Scotty's gonna show the numbers. Terry doesn't believe the numbers. So there needs to be a common ground here. Like, bro, y'all think everything a joke until it's not a joke. Y'all think everything a joke until it's not a joke. Like that man playing up there or something.
I don't want to talk while Terry's not around in this situation. I feel like where I wanted to have this conversation and kind of what I wanted to clear up, I don't think it's like fair to speak on it without him present.
I feel you, bro. I just felt like he started getting mad as the shit was going on.
Yeah. Terry, come back. Go check some more. Tell him to come back, bro.
I'll pause it, man. I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, quick duck deals.
Sorry, what's that?
No, I'd like run anything out with paperwork on that of like, we've never really once moved forward without paperwork on anything else. Like,
And that's the issue right there. Like I said, it should have been a contract involved. There should have been a contract involved.
it's always every single brand that we've always worked with, paperwork signed it. Every player we work with, paperwork signed it. It does depend on like the severity of the situation of like if it's like some really small random city pull up to the event, come play one game, it might just be like a handshake type situation. But anything major like this, we've always worked with paperwork. And particularly in this situation, like I kind of moved forward on it without communicating with Devontae, Grayson, and the rest of the team on a more handshake thing, because I also didn't want to approach this as like, yo, TNC's coming in and like it's hella corporate and we're signing this, we're signing that, because I was very desperate to take on the risk of this event to just do it, because I feel like for everything that we go through, everything that we deal with, it's constant microscope on TNC does this, TNC does that, and I went in with a lot of the ambitions of like trying to prove a lot of this wrong. And I feel like up until that very moment of the time of us communicating about payment, and that's where I'm 1,000,000% wrong, and I take full ownership and accountability on all of that. Up until that
I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what else y'all want bro to do. Like, I don't know what else. Like, it's the only thing you can do and make the situation right.
we did do a lot of good. We did everything that we said that we were going to do. Promoted the event amazing, face-offs, collaboration posts, all of that stuff. Like, we did do every single thing on that side. But and again, this is like, I really just wanted, there's so much that I wanted to talk about with Terry on this. I just don't feel that it's like fair to like say all this stuff.
Yeah, he coming back. He coming.
People on Decom really want your style.
To be on too, but I think that was really it. And then we added Rob, we added Tay, we added all them. So it was really just going to be Kel versus Left Hand Dom. It was just going to be them, and there was going to be like Day and Baldy had like a 2-on-2.
Yeah, we know. What's Terry?
I'm just listening to you. My fault to you. Are you good?
Terry, I wanted to circle back on answering that question. I honestly, when you left, I said that I felt like it wasn't fair for me to answer any of that without you present. So, Marcus, if you could just say like, just a reminder of the 3 topics, or somebody here the reminder of the 3 topics, so I can go each one.
Now you said Marcus. He said a lot. What'd you say, T.O.? He said a lot, bro.
I mean, honestly, I'm calling myself down, right? It really ain't. Honestly, Scotty, it's really not a question. It's really not a question. It's really just more so of like, I want to know. The only question I have is, why does your communication fall off if you know you told me what you told me, and you know I was waiting for bread or I was waiting for us to get paid? Why would you just not respond all that time?
Great question.
That's all I want to know.
I think that's the biggest problem. I think that's the biggest problem.
And okay, so and the last time that we spoke on the phone, I know that we didn't agree on this, but I had recalled a situation where we were together at some point during the event, and I reported back to you saying that like, hey, we just passed the point of breaking even. I don't remember exactly what game that was, whenever that was throughout it, but I remember being very discreet also, because there's people standing around. I have my laptop, I'm dimming my brightness down, and I'm reporting to you, hey, we just passed that point. I know that we had that conversation. But like,
It was either after or before the John Wick and Rajon game. That's when you told me that.
Okay. I mean,
I don't know if you're telling the truth or not, but that's when you told me.
I got you. You're saying after or before the John Wick game, okay? And then
It was after. I know it was after the 3-on-3 game. I can't remember if it was after John Wick and finished or before they started.
Yeah. But then we had that conversation that we were in the back room, and you had mentioned, did we get to the number? And
Did I get to my numbers when I asked you? I said, did I get to my numbers?
yeah,
You should, yeah. And then I said it out loud. So I'm close to my 20. You said yes. So I said, okay. Can you pay Boog 1,000? Can you give Kel 1,000? Can you give Rajon X, Y, and Z? And you said yes.
and that's the point where I just did not recall that exact conversation of saying that it had been.
Of course you don't recall it, because you would have to say, Terry, I lied. We know you're not gonna get on here and say that, so of course you don't recall it.
What I can honestly say though, and this is just the way that I've operated, and I've made some mistakes throughout a lot of this in terms of just like where I went around and I've been very focused on what's going on, and I've given an assurance of things, of a nod of how we looking, and if I'm like, oh good, like, but my interpretation again, like if the mentality was how we looking means are we close to that, and I said good, then that's where we're having a miscommunication on it. But then you said that I said on the thing that yeah, we got to that number and it's going to be on sale for a few more days. We might even get past that number. Which, in order for me to like report on that, I would have had to say, hey, this made almost $100,000 more than it actually made. And for that descriptive of a comment, I just don't recall making that comment.
So you never really said specific numbers.
Hold on, T. So do you ever recall us saying, in order for me to get 20,000 before, for me to be at 20,000 before the little minor fees and shit that come out, because you told me that too, about when it's over, fees gonna come out at the end. You don't remember us talking about y'all had to make at least like 150 in total for me to get 20?
Yes.
Okay. So when I'm asking you how we looking, and if I'm at my number, how are you saying you don't understand what I mean by that?
I just don't recall the at my number part. I don't recall the at my number. Just how are we looking?
Yeah, listen, how are we looking is what I kept asking you throughout each game. You feel me? And at one point on the floor, I asked you out there, and you gave me a little head nod like,
This is what a miscommunication is.
you know, I'm not here, you gave me a little like with your fingers like, yo, just give us some time, bit by boom. At the end, you said, bro, yeah, he said, yeah, you're like right there. You could possibly go over because it's still available to buy until May 9th. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, like so once again, are you calling me a liar? You said I'm lying about this? No, because listen, one of us are lying. One of us are lying. So if you're saying I'm lying, just tell me I'm lying.
No, I'm not saying that anybody's lying. I'm just saying that
one of us are lying, Scotty. One of us are lying. That's the whole point of this. It don't matter how professional you try to dress it up. At the end of the day, me or you, one of us are lying. So if you're saying, because I'm saying you're fucking lying. I'm telling you that you're fucking lying. You told me. I don't even want to bring my assistant in here and ask her because that's my people's. If I wanted her to lie for me, she would. So I'm not even going to do that because that ain't gonna hold no weight. But bro, you know what the fuck you told me, bro. You know what you told me. I don't know why you would tell me what you told me, but you know what the fuck you told me, bro. Because how I fuck with you, I would never wake up and try to make some shit up about you that wasn't true. That wouldn't even make sense, bro. You basically doing me a favor. Shining light on my brand, shining light in my city. Why the fuck would I try to come make some shit up with you, bro? You feel me? You told me what you told me. You feel me? 100% fact you told me what you told me. I was very strategic about how I asked you the question before I asked you to do me a favor afterwards. You feel me? And it's another thing. I have no problem with doing this. I forgot to mention this to you in my interview. I apologize. It's the only part I did about the story. And it ain't no shame in my game. I was even throwing little fish bait to Scotty throughout the month. I was waiting for him to respond, saying shit like, "Yo, I'm over here hurting, bro. I need something." You feel me? Can you throw me a couple thousand X, Y, and Z? But if you already know, if you already know, I ain't make shit for real like that. Why you responding to me like, "Yo, Grayson handle the finances, yo, I'm gonna hit Grayson X, Y, and Z"? Why you ain't just say, "Hold up, bro"? You asked me for a couple thousand. You ain't even make a couple thousand. You see what I'm saying? You was playing games the whole time, bro. You played games with me the whole time.
I will say after the conversations and everything, when we were in that back room, I just want to go back to what we were communicating to each other. When we talked about the 20K, I also said in the very beginning of this whole thing, as we went into this, saying like,
where are you beginning of what? Like our conversation at the beginning of this interview, you saying?
Beginning of like us talking about doing this event together. So like the conversation.
Me and you, okay.
Yeah. I had mentioned like that we had the ability to bring in pay-per-view. I noticed that you were doing it live, and you had told me that your graphics guy had made a flyer and said that it was going to be on pay-per-view, but you didn't exactly have that all situated yet. You didn't know if you were going to do it. Correct?
Yeah. So he had that on the bottom of the flyer, and I was not sure. Right.
So my approach the entire time going into this was that anything past $0 being added to the event was a positive. Even though the 20K was meant, I was assuming that anything past that was positive. So when we're talking about whether the conversation that you brought up again of did I get to my number, if you did say that, and I nodded and I was like, yeah, like, if you did say that in that situation and I gave you that reassurance, I'm saying right now that reassurance was just, did we get to that number of breaking even and beginning on splitting on that stuff?
No, that cannot be possible. You already told me you broke even, bro. Hours ago. Come on, like who you playing with, Scotty? You already told me that. And let me piggyback off the stuff you said. The whole thing was positive. Whether it only made $3,000 or $4,000, it was already positive. This is the negative part about it, is that you lied and then you just dragged on from me for a month or so. This is the negative part. You feel me? I'm well aware if the event didn't sell, if it didn't make $300,000 or if it didn't make $80,000, it still was positive, bro. It still was positive. Y'all came down, y'all did a great job, did what y'all always do, what y'all been doing since y'all popped out and taking the shit to another level. Y'all did. Y'all had me on one of the best strings I ever had in my event. Everything was positive. It didn't get negative until you lied. Don't sit here and say, when I asked you did I get to my number, you were reassured. Because why the fuck am I so concerned about you getting your money back, right? When you already told me that hours ago already. You already told me that hours ago. You feel me? Like, you remember when I just told you around the job we can raise your game? You told me.
Terry's making good points, bro. Terry's making good points. He is, man. He is. He's very consistent with his story. He's just very consistent. He's very consistent, bro. And with the lack of communication, if you couple that, he's just very consistent, bro. It may be two different things. Like I said, with Terry being consistent and what the event actually made, there was a separate, right? Terry's being very consistent, in my opinion. To me, he's telling the truth. To me, Terry's telling the truth. But what the event actually made could be a lower number than what Terry believed what the truth was.
That y'all were back and y'all made your money back already. You told me that. You feel me? You said, look, we right back at our expenses numbers, and we're on our way into the green. You told me that at that point. So why would I be asking you? Did you get back to that point at the end of the event, bro? When you already told me that. At the end of the event, I want to know what is it looking like? Am I at 20? Am I at 10? Am I at 5? Am I at 1K? Like, am I at a couple hundred? Like, what am I at? You feel me? That's what I was asking you. You feel me? You ain't give me no head now in the back room. You told me yes. I'm pretty sure you're at your number. You might go over, depending on how many other sales we pick up. The video on demand sales, it's a whole bunch of shit. The video on demand sales don't typically do that well after the event. X, Y, Z, blah, blah, but we still got time until May 9th, blah, blah, blah. But you should be close to your number. You feel me? 20K and 1K, well, 1,500, that ain't close at all, bro. That ain't close at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, I hear you, but I'm only on here just to see which one of us out of me and you gonna call a liar, me or you. That's all I want to know.
So when
all that other shit, I don't believe, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm sorry. I know I'm rambling. This is one more thing I want to ask. So if these are conversations that really took place, right? Right? I'm sorry, somebody call me. Can you please just tell me why did your communication end up the way it did? If everything was all good, you didn't gaslight me. So why did you ghost me then?
Yeah, that's the most important part that I definitely want to just take full ownership of, because one, there was a conversation that we had. I very quickly.
Yeah, we gotta answer the question.
Devontae was on the call too, where I had mentioned that I reported a number to you, but you said that I didn't.
You gotta answer it, bro.
And that was during the event. I had reported how many sales we were at, and I said that I was up against the wall with my laptop, and I said that we were at X amount of sales.
You gotta answer the question. You gotta answer the question. You gotta answer it, Sugar Scotty, why did you ghost him? Were you uncomfortable? Were you uncomfortable with telling them what the event actually made?
Didn't show you, and I didn't tell you a number that we were specifically at. I just told you that we were looking good. And that number that I was reporting when we were there, because I remember looking at this, where are we at? How are we looking? What's it looking like? I know for sure that I, at least at some point in there, said this is where we are at. Like in total purchases, revenue, all of that. It wasn't just, I only ever said good. I know at one point I had reported exactly like where we were at throughout the event.
So you did at some point tell them where y'all was, like the exact number. It wasn't just, oh, here you go.
Yes.
Still choppy? You better. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. What's going on? This ain't mine. My name ain't James Raymond.
Fuck.
Let's see. This ain't me. I've been invited. He's chopping.
They're both gonna take like 9 months to get back.
Is to speak on this part specifically because I always at least attempt to communicate, especially when
Like think volume will work for people.
I'm more interested in Terry there.
I feel like
I'm more interested in Terry there.
Again, I'm like share TNCO3.
No, the numbers here.
You see that?
what is that? I've been waiting for you to talk again. Damn.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it. Do you just see you guys, or do you see a dashboard?
we see the dashboard.
Okay. So the way that this dashboard works, I'll go ahead. I'll hit refresh to see whatever. It's not saying over here where it says total revenue. That's because nothing was on sale for this day. When you go by event name, we have our monthly subs. We have our basically these are dates. You see 1206. That was December 6th. That was TNCO3. You see 0124. That was the Born Ready platform. You see 314. That was Champions. You see 425. That is the April 25th event that we did with Terry. We didn't go on sale with this event until the 20th, and as you can see when I changed the day, this will all update, this will show you the numbers, this is just showing you how many visitors happen to just be coming by, just checking things out or whatever. Like most of our activity comes on pay-per-view days, but you'll see like as we go through, just so I can note on here, like no one's purchasing anything because nothing is available until we get to the 20th. That's when sales go live, and that's where you're going to see opening day. Boom, sales come in. We sold 184 pre-sales. That put us at 1860. The next day, we sell 139. That puts us at 1400. The next day, we go to the 22nd, 113. The event's on the 25th, by the way. The 23rd, we come in. We're at 144. And then the 24th comes in. This is the day before. This is at 5,290. And then the day of, this is how much revenue we made. 49,180 on the day of. The very next day, after the event, this is people buying after midnight and whatever. We get there. So just to make it easier, we stopped sales, I believe, and I'll click on the date real quick. I think it's still for sale on the 6th. It only sold 3 tickets because it's like 2 weeks later. Still for sale on the 7th. No. So this is when it stopped being on sale. That's why it just says no over here. We go ahead and we change the situation here where you go between. I'm just going to claim April 1st because that's way before it went live, and then I guess I'll even go to now. June 29th. So the number's sitting at 69,070.
So yeah, that's what you say. So
yeah. So that's what it's at. Yeah.
Yeah, the 69,000 number that Terry was talking about earlier in the video is consistent with this number right here. I just think that the lack of communication within this entire thing is the reason why Terry is so angry. A month is crazy, but we say on that, but like I said, Scotty took full accountability, and however, hopefully those two can come to a resolve, bro. Because, bro, I don't like Terry, like, not fucking with TC or not fucking with Scotty or whatever the case may be. There needs to be some type of resolve here. I'm glad that he was able to get all his frustrations off, and I'm glad that Scotty was able to take it like a man. You know what I'm saying, in terms of hearing what he had to say and definitely doing all that XYZ. But I think what it came down to was Scotty probably told him something along the lines of, oh yeah, you got your number, whatever the case may be, just mouth it off. And when you get back to it and you see the actual revenue of the event, it's not what his number should be. And then I don't know where to go. That may be the reason for the ghost, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Like, oh damn, I gotta tell him what his actual number is. I don't know. Especially after you paid John Wick care, whatever. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Shout out to those two brothers. We move forward, though. We move forward. And hey, they gotta iron out these differences, man. They gotta iron out these differences. However they do, we will definitely.
Uncle School was no stranger to the chase. For years, he's been pursuing something. Respect, greatness, maybe even himself. And along the way, we've seen a lot of different versions of him. The hero, the king,
The World Cup starts in 1 week, and there's one country that not enough people are talking about. On a poly market, France is sitting at 18%, Spain at 17%, and England at 11%. That 11% is exactly why I'm interested. England just went back to back. This squad is peaking at the right time, and everybody's sleeping. Not me.